Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Raheem Escalai, and this is 413 Sports Talk. Here we have the great Charles Evans, 413 legend.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're here. We're here to talk basketball. Sit back, kick it, whatever. And Charles Evans is going to discuss to us the 413 Elite and everything that is that basketball team that's coming to Springfield. So, without further ado, Charles, man, talk to me about your basketball story and when you first fell in love with the game.
Oh man, that's kind of like fresh out the womb type thing, but being realistic around the ages of around like 1 and 2, my mom always kept us in basketball. We started really like she would always get us a basketball hoop, you know what I'm saying, like for Christmas and stuff like that. And when she couldn't afford it, we had the crates. And what we'd do is we'd cut the bottom out of the crates, get a little wood backboard, and then nail it to the backboard and nail it to the tree, my uncles and them, and we'll just have at it. You know what I'm saying? So we grew up on it and came up on it in the inner city leagues and everything. But basketball has always been a part of my life, like legit. And then being from the birthplace of basketball, we had the old Basketball Hall of Fame.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that was like the biggest thing. If you can get to the Basketball Hall of Fame just to see the museum, even though it's like down the street, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, if you can get in there and just check it out, that's like the biggest thing. So as a kid, that helped me to really dream. You know what I'm saying? And really vision myself one day possibly trying to get in there. That was like my goal. I'm going to the NBA. I'm going to the league.
Right.
But
so that big dream of getting to the NBA and getting to the Hall of Fame had to start somewhere. Where'd you get your start playing organized ball?
So way back with SPO. SPO, it was a league, and Coach King, he coached all the little youth basketball teams and stuff like that. And we would all compete against the inner city teams and stuff and outer city teams. Okay. So I played with SPO first, and I was about 6 when I started, but my mom always made me play up. Okay. So she had us in the 8-10 league.
Oh, okay.
So we competing with 8-10-year-olds at 6. You know what I'm saying? Developing my game. You know, they're a little bit better than me because they're older than me. But she did that because of the fact that when I would come down to my level, they can't stop me.
Right.
Because my age and stuff like that. Because I got the experience now of playing against an older group of ball players at that time. So that was mainly it. And I competed in the 8-10 leagues, then the 10-12 leagues as I started getting older and stuff like that. Because I think that you only get about 2 years difference in which you can play. So that's why I was like, hey.
Most definitely. So the good decision there was mom stepping it up and saying, nah, you're going up against the better competition, and that's honestly what makes a player better. You can't ball against the same guys you're beating. You know what I mean? Scoring 50 points a game every single time. Go up against the big dogs, and that's a crucial decision. Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
It was smart. Definitely smart. Because a lot of people don't realize, like you just said, you know what I'm saying? Like playing against the same competition really doesn't make you better.
Right.
It just makes you good enough to either beat them or, be on the same level as them.
Exactly.
And that's no difference than getting out and traveling around to play against different competition. Because you can sometimes get used to your box and you don't realize that this certain category may play this way, but over here they play different.
Right.
And you got to be able to understand, okay, how they play, because when you go over there, you might get smacked around or something like that, or the game is completely different. And I've learned it by all the different ventures that I've had with the game of basketball.
Right. You always that next level of competition. So, tell us about your high school days. Where'd you go to school?
Sci Tech. Well, it really started in Kennedy. Kennedy Middle School. I went to Kennedy Middle School.
Okay, going back.
And then from Kennedy, I went to Sci Tech. I didn't want to go to Commerce or Central because that's where everybody was going. That's where the competition was at. No offense, but hey, you know what I'm saying? So me and a group of my guys, we said, you know what, we're going to end up going, let's go to Sci Tech and let's make some noise there. So that way, ain't nobody going to Sci Tech. Sci Tech was fairly new around that time too, because I went to high school from 2000 to 2004.
Okay.
So I think a few years before is when Sci Tech actually became Sci Tech, I believe. Not quite sure, but you can fact check that.
Okay.
But I played ball at Sci Tech, so that was where it was at. Where it started, at least. Well, Kennedy is where it started, but Sci Tech is where my high school days was.
So how were you as a player? Young, you've had all this experience, and now here you are at high school. What was it like just to the transition from the leagues around?
High school, it was a bit organized, but it was kind of like I was ready for it. It wasn't no real shock or nothing like that, because it's kind of like I'm gonna be playing against the same guys I've been playing against all my life.
Anyway, yeah.
In the regular leagues, this is just more organized and with somebody like making sure you do things a certain way.
Right.
So in high school, what a lot of people don't know is we had a coach my freshman and sophomore year who I didn't like.
Okay.
And I didn't play varsity.
Ooh.
But I chose not to, though. And because I was kind of wild, rough around the edges in high school.
Okay.
Academically and just kind of just doing nonsense stuff. But he told me if you're going to come try out for the team, you're not going to be on my team doing that. So I was like, I don't really want to be on your team anyway, no offense. I seen the way you coach. No offense. It wasn't that, and I was just young, you know what I'm saying? Young and immature, so long story short, I ended up playing JV those 2 years, just hooping.
Right.
And then junior and senior year, I played varsity, and the rest is that. I mean, I held my own on varsity. So Tech really didn't do a lot,
Right.
and so we kind of didn't get a good rep around the city, like, you know what I'm saying, like Commerce and Central and all of that. We didn't, but everybody knew when you come to a Sci Tech game, you about to see highlights and everything.
Even
like they
now,
got some
too.
hoopers. We always had hoopers. It's just that organized. We didn't have that. Like a great coach, you know what I'm saying? A great structure. We didn't have structure. That's what we was missing.
Structure. So I'm sure you found structure in your next venture. What was college like for you as a baller?
So I wasn't recruited highly, so I went to Holyoke Community College. Like I said, ACC. We played half a season, but the coach there, Kevin McCaskill, man, he really pulled the best out of me. I got to give him his credit where credit is due. I thought he didn't like me.
Right.
For whatever reason, because he would just make me run and all of this and that. So I'm just, as a basketball player, it's the weirdest thing ever. Like, you hate running. And that's the main thing that you do. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? I respected it, and I appreciate it now in my different ventures because he pulled something out of me that I didn't know I had in me. Okay. And that's what I feel like a great coach does. A great coach will see something in you that you don't see in yourself and actually bring it out of you. Like, pull it out of you, make you better than what you thought you were or could be, so I respected it. But Holyoke Community College, we played a half a season.
Oh, okay.
And grades came out, and it wasn't good. It wasn't pretty for a lot of people. All of us, honestly. I mean, I fell off the team as well, so, And we only had 7 players to even begin with. But we was good. We were good. We were good.
Okay. So what would you say, honestly, is what's the best piece of advice you think that you've received from a coach to that point?
I got so much advice through so many different coaches.
Like if you could think if there's one single most important thing.
I would say never give up. Never give up. And my coach Mo down in Florida, he seen my grind and my struggle. Well, he heard about it, you know what I'm saying? And that's Edward Waters College, my HBCU coach. And he basically just told me never give up. And even when things get rough, tough, like you feel like giving up, don't do it. And just keep pressing towards the mark. And then that's kind of stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? That kind of was just like motivation for me to just keep pushing with everything, outside of basketball, even with life. You know what I'm saying? And Coach Mo passed away recently, like this last year. I had got the call that he passed away, but it's tough. But he did give me that quote and stuff, and he really looked out for me, and I appreciate him.
Most definitely. Can you tell us about what it was like to play overseas?
So it's basketball, but it is different. It's an adjustment because of the fact that the rules are different.
Yeah.
The play is different, and overseas they go hard for their sports, like, especially soccer. Soccer's really big, but basketball, I mean, all sports, they just really go hard, and they want you to represent. If you play for their team, they really like make you that person, like, yo, you're gonna take us to the promised land. You're gonna do it all. You're gonna like make us successful. You're gonna do everything.
Right.
So you can't knock it. That's what's expected. And like I said, you're playing in a foreign place, another country. So you want to represent that country the right way.
Yeah.
And the way I took it as is, I'm from Springfield, so I want to represent Springfield the best way. So I took that on as, I represent Springfield because they're going to be looking at me like, yo, where you from? They always ask that question, stuff like that. So now that I'm in your country, when we go to these other countries to play, y'all my new Springfield.
Right.
So I'm representing y'all, and the love that I feel for my city, I have the same love for y'all, and they reciprocate it back to me. So they give it back to me.
Okay. All right. So, flash to the overseas ball and everything. What happened when that stopped? Now, what ventures have you moved on to now?
So after overseas, I bounced around overseas for a little while. Played in Italy, played in Tahiti, played in Switzerland, a few different places. So after that, came back to the States. I played in the ABA, in the American Basketball Association. For those that don't know, that's what this is. And I played in the PBL, the Premier Basketball League with Buffalo, New York. And after that, I ended up coming back and just started settling down. I got into coaching in the ABA because I really wanted to learn. I was a student of the game, and I really wanted to navigate my way through and really showcase, what I can do and what I can be.
Right.
So,
so can you tell us about what you've done as far as bringing the ABA to Springfield, Massachusetts?
So with the ABA, what I really wanted to do was, I've always been in ownership. Always been looking at ownership because I've always, even in the teams that I played for, the teams that I was a part, I really wanted to, I was always observant. I was a student.
Okay.
I'm a student of the game of basketball first, but then I'm also a student of business. I take the same lessons that I've learned in basketball and apply them to business.
All right.
So I said, if I move this way, that way, this way, that way, I can actually see and say, hey, I can use that. I can help this person. I can do that. I can do that. I can master that. I can master that. So I was always student, learning. You know what I'm saying? I was always learning. And then the time came where I was like, you know what? I'm getting older now. I've been playing professionally for 10 plus years. So now I'm like, yo, it's time for me to really like hang it up. And now it's time for me to give back. I got nephews. I got daughters. It's like, it's time for me to take that knowledge that I've acquired over the years and give it back to the youth. And what better way that I can do in my hometown?
Most definitely.
So that's how it came about. And the ABA market wasn't open. At first, someone else had it, another team had it. And I don't know what happened, but it opened up. It just so happened to open up, and I was always thinking ownership. A friend put me in contact with the owner, and we made it happen. And I let him know that I'm from Springfield, and I would love to do that. And he was excited, and we got it. We got it. So now that's the plan, to bring it here.
Most definitely. So you want to tell us a little bit about the team and?
So the 413 Elite, first and foremost, 413 is our area code, as you guys know. But some people that I know will be watching this don't necessarily know what that 413 is. Some tell me that it's 413. Philippians 413. I can do all things through Christ and all of that. But it's like, hey, we'll take that. But it really is our area code.
Yes.
It is our area code. When we go out of town to different places and people ask where we're from, we say, yo, 413. That's where we're from. That's home. So I ended up doing that. I didn't use Springfield because Springfield, there's so many different Springfields around here.
Yeah. There's
Springfield, Illinois, Springfield in Jacksonville, Springfield in different places. So 413 is like our identifier.
Okay.
So Springfield 413. And then the Elite basically is just elevating life in the East. It's an acronym. And everyone knows what elite means too. It means top of the top, best of the best.
Yes.
So we're putting that out there as well. You know, we are the top of the top and best of the best, and we will be on and off the court professionally. But also, you know, we're elevating life in the East. And what that means is helping small businesses out, helping any business that is in Springfield and surrounding areas, small business, big business, and helping the youth, helping the schools, any way, shape, or form that we can to draw some light, shine some light on them underprivileged kids and stuff like that, because I was one of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like my journey wasn't hard. I mean, wasn't easy. It was tough. So I'm like, hey, I want to help some kids that may only need a reference or help or a shout out or a look. You know what I'm saying? That can actually propel them to another platform. Like, you know, really give them a chance, really provide opportunity with the opportunity that I've gained over the years. It's kind of like, okay, well, what are you going to do with it? Like, are you going to hoard it for yourself, or are you going to give it back? And that's what I'm going to give it back. So 413 Elite, that's what we're about. That's what we're trying to do in the community and everything. Like, you know, and elevating life in the East. Like I said, our core values, basically, I'm giving it to y'all, you know what I'm saying? But it's elevate, leadership, integrity, teamwork, and excellence. That's our elite. It's for elite too. But that's what we're putting out. That's the energy that we're putting out. Not just in Springfield, but across the world. Anybody that know of 413 Elite in the ABA, they will know, like, oh yeah, that team is for real. That team is serious. That team means something. On and off the court. Like, the team is about something. Because we want to represent, like I said, Springfield in the best light possible. Right. And that's why on my Facebook page and my Instagram page, 413 Elite, I put nothing but facts about the city on there. Yes. Because I want to educate people outside of Springfield, surrounding areas, and further away, who Springfield is and what we have to offer. We have a lot to offer.
A whole lot.
A whole lot.
Just athletes, all the creatives, the small businesses. Like, it's very vast and diverse. And I love the energy and the vibe in that it's time to put Springfield on the map. Yes. Time to put it back on the map.
Back on the map, yeah, because Springfield is legendary. We're the birthplace of basketball. Everybody in history know that. We started the game.
Yes.
We started this. So it's kind of like we need to get that feeling back. We need to get that mold back. Yeah. We had the G League team. Y'all know Springfield Armor. Springfield Armor they ended up going to Maine because they felt like it wasn't a great market. But it's not that it wasn't a great market. It's a great market. But that's the thing. Basketball builds up the city. A lot of people don't realize. The sport alone, now we're talking the business of basketball. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it brings in a lot of business. So what's out in Maine?
That's what I'm saying.
So that's what I'm saying. So if you get a basketball team, a G League team, I'm guessing, you know, they're out there. That's no shot to them or nothing, but it's just, you know, that's all they have probably. That's their entertainment or something like that. So it's kind of like the NBA comes here on the regular.
Every year.
So why is it that Springfield does not have a team? Granted, Boston Celtics is Boston Celtics. They're a staple.
Yeah, but that's
but Springfield should have something. And ABA, everyone knows what the ABA was and is. Regardless of what they try to say about it or anything like that, when you go to the Basketball Hall of Fame, all you see is the NBA, the G League, and the ABA. Yeah. That's it. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, because a lot of people haven't really been to the Hall of Fame from around the world. So people need to travel to the Basketball Hall of Fame the way they travel to Disney World, the way they travel to California, the way they travel to Louisiana, the way they travel to different places. The Hall of Fame is a monumental place, especially if you love basketball. So, and when you do, you get a different appreciation. Walking in that building, seeing the different, you be like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know this. I didn't know that. You learn a lot. So that's what I'm trying to really educate people. Like, Springfield has a lot to offer. And every team that comes here, we're in the Northeast Division as well. Okay. So we will be playing teams from Canada, New York, New Jersey, Providence, Boston, D.C., and I'm trying to get some games where we play some of the teams from Florida.
Okay.
So we would have a nice little weekend where the Floridians would come up. I'm trying to find a place. That's more detail, but
Right.
for a later thing.
Okay,
I'm working
okay,
on. You know what I'm
definitely.
saying, and but yeah, but for the most part, I want them to go to the Basketball Hall of Fame. Check it out. I'm really trying to.
Please.
If anybody from the Basketball Hall of Fame see this, please get in contact with me because I'm trying to really work some things out. You can reach me at
Coach
413
Ochoa.
Elite at G. Yeah, actually, Pat, that's my guy. We
Yeah.
played on the same team and all of that. He's coaching at Savage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my guy. Shout out to Pat, man. Shout out to
Most
all of them.
definitely.
But yeah, just I'm really trying to network and build this thing up so that way when the people come in, we can have them leaving out with more than just a basketball game experience. We can have them leaving out with new knowledge about the game and more respect for Springfield. That's my goal. That's my overall agenda. So that's what I'm really trying to do. Put it on. Like, do my part. Do my share, my fair share,
Okay.
and get the knowledge and recognition and stuff that we deserve.
Most definitely. We are the birthplace of basketball. What else can I see really quickly before we go? Now, when will a schedule be out? And where can we go see these games?
Okay, so I'm working on some venues now. I don't want to say too much.
Okay.
But you will be able to find out every single thing at 413 Elite. 413elite.com, 413elite@gmail.com. You can reach me, but also on all social media platforms, 413 Elite.
Yes.
413 Elite. So you can find us there, and we will post all information. The season is from November to April, playoffs included.
Okay.
Games normally are on Friday, Saturday, or Sundays, the weekends. And I will get more specifics even for players, tryouts and all of that to come. We're doing a lot of things different. I already have the plan and everything laid out, so
Yeah.
I don't want to get too specific, but it's coming.
Okay.
Details coming soon, for sure. And it's already set in motion. It's just coming. We're doing things the right way, the professional way,
Yes.
so I want to lay it out, and that way everyone know we mean business. 413 Elite is here.
413 Elite is here to stay.
Stay.
And, well, damn, man, I guess this would conclude our conversation. This is the great Charles Evans.
Well, before we
Springfield.
conclude, I don't want to cut you off.
Oh.
I got a gift for you.
Oh, okay.
I want to tell everybody my gift. Let me grab it for you.
Oh, let me find out. What you got?
Here you go.
Ah,
That's your
413 Elite, baby.
shirt. You know what I'm saying? And that's for you.
Appreciate
A
it.
lot of people don't have that yet.
Yup.
I appreciate you for allowing me this platform to come on here, man.
Most definitely.
I
Most
appreciate
definitely.
it. And like I said, man, thank you guys for even tuning in, listening.
Yes.
Check if you did, tap in, man. Work with this man, get with him, set up an interview, build his podcast up. This is really good, man. He's doing really good things, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate everything that you've allowed me to come on here and talk about, man.
Most
Straight
definitely.
up. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'm proud of you. If nobody else said, you know
Appreciate
what I'm
you.
saying?
Appreciate you, brother.
I watched some of your podcasts and all of that. I see what you're doing, man. Keep doing it. Keep it
Trying,
up.
man.
Keep it up.
This is exactly one of the things that I had as a vision when I first started this show. There's so many people, so many athletes up here who are nice that don't get the look because no one's looking in the Northeast. They're looking in the South for the football players, for the basketball players, Texas, stuff like that. Well, and there's so much talent here, and I love this, and this is just gonna bring that to further light, which is everything for me, man. And I appreciate you for doing that and bringing us some basketball, and potentially for the younger athletes out there. This might be a little goal. You might want to, if
and I'm gonna be having classes to teach them up and coming as well. Like I said, I don't want to get too much in detail.
I'm trying to
He's pulling it out, but trust me, man. I'm from Springfield, born and raised. This is home, so you guys are my heart. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to educate, elevate, and do it all.
Yes,
413
yes.
Elite.
All right, y'all. This is 413 Sports Talk. Raheem Escalay, Charles Evans. Peace. Enjoy your day, everybody.
All right, blessings.
Yes.